All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a closer look at Andrew W. Moore.
Yeah, Andrew W. Moore.
And AIVIPs.org. They really highlight how he's this incredible figure in AI.
Absolutely.
Not just in the theoretical stuff,
Yeah.
but how those ideas actually get turned into solutions, things we use every single day.
It's incredible how he was able to bridge that gap. He didn't just contribute to one specific niche in AI.
Yeah.
He had his hands in statistical machine learning, robotics, big data.
Oh, wow.
He seemed to do it all. He was always connecting things.
Yeah, always pushing for efficiency, scalability, impact.
Yeah.
Always reaching for more.
Absolutely.
So not just some ivory tower academic then?
No, not at all. He was very much a hands-on type of person.
I want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
How did it all begin for him? Where did this journey start?
Well, according to AIVIP.org, Moore was born in England in 1963, right when the personal computer revolution was kicking off.
Oh, wow.
Imagine that, being a kid.
Yeah.
And witnessing the birth of this technology that would go on to completely reshape the world. It's no wonder he became fascinated with technology at such an early age.
Right. It's like these formative experiences, they plant a seed.
Yeah.
That grows into a lifelong passion.
Yeah.
And for Moore, that passion led him to study at Cambridge.
Cambridge, a prestigious institution.
For AI, I mean, that's like top tier, right?
Absolutely. Cambridge is practically AI royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Turing, the father of theoretical computer science and AI, he studied there too.
Wow.
Moore earned both his bachelor's and PhD in computer science at Cambridge.
Impressive.
Makes you wonder what kind of conversations were happening there.
I know, right?
What ideas were shaping his thinking during those crucial years?
Right. So we have Moore at Cambridge absorbing all this knowledge. Mm-hmm. What comes next in his AI adventure?
This is where things get really interesting. He could have easily stayed in academia.
Right.
Just publishing papers, calling it a day. But Moore, he was always attracted to the practical side of AI, how it could be applied to real-world problems. The AIVIPs.org profile highlights his early work in statistical machine learning, specifically in data-scarce situations.
Hold on, data scarce. I thought AI was all about having huge amounts of data to crunch.
That's what most people think. But imagine a field like healthcare. You might have limited data on patients.
Right, because of privacy concerns.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But you still need to be able to make accurate diagnoses or predict potential health risks. That's where Moore's work comes in.
So instead of just brute forcing it with tons of data, he was finding these clever ways to get the most out of the limited information available.
Precisely. One of his major contributions was in advancing the field of Bayesian inference. It's a way for algorithms to update their understanding as new data comes in, constantly refining their knowledge, even when data is limited. This has huge implications for fields like finance, where models need to adapt quickly to constantly shifting market conditions.
Okay, so this Bayesian approach is like having an AI that's always learning, always adapting, even when things aren't perfect. It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about understanding the nuances, the probabilities, the uncertainties.
Exactly. And, this might sound abstract, but you actually interact with Bayesian principles all the time online.
Really?
Think about those product recommendations you get on e-commerce sites, the ones that seem to know exactly what you want.
Oh, yeah. Those are always a bit freaky.
Well, a lot of that is based on Bayesian principles. Your past browsing and purchasing behavior are used to predict what you might like.
Huh. Even if I've never actually looked at those specific products before.
Exactly. It's about understanding your individual preferences and predicting what you might find valuable.
Wait, so those recommendations popping up after I add something to my cart, that's because of Moore's work?
To some extent, yes. His research helped to make those recommendations smarter, more accurate, and more personalized.
Wow, so even in those early days, Moore's work was already having a real impact on our lives.
He was always thinking about real-world applications.
But AIVIPs.org, they also talk about his work on the big data challenge. What was going on there?
Well, you can imagine the amount of data being generated was exploding.
Sure, with social media, online shopping, and everything else.
Exactly. All that data from social media, online transactions, sensors, everywhere. But the traditional AI algorithms, they just weren't designed to handle that massive amount of information.
So it's like having this powerful engine, but it can only run on a tiny bit of fuel.
A good analogy. What good is a supercar stuck in traffic?
Right. So how did Moore approach this?
He became fixated on scalability. One example is his work on the k-means clustering algorithm. Imagine you're trying to understand your customer base. You want to group customers with similar buying habits so you can target ads better. That's where k-means comes in. But the traditional algorithm, it just choked on the huge data sets companies were dealing with. Moore found ways to make k-means work on a much larger scale. This paved the way for things like more effective marketing, those personalized recommendations we talked about.
So thanks to Moore, I'm getting bombarded with even more targeted ads.
Well, there is that side effect, yes.
I'm not sure if I should thank him for that. But seriously, it seems like he was always looking for ways to make AI more practical, more relevant to the real world.
Absolutely. And that approach, that focus on practicality, led him from the halls of Cambridge to the heart of American tech, Carnegie Mellon University.
Okay, so from Cambridge to CMU, what did he do there?
Oh.
More research.
Research, yes, but he also became a very influential professor. AIVIPS.org says he was known for being very hands-on, encouraging his students to go beyond theory to actually build things that could solve real problems.
So he wasn't just teaching AI. He was cultivating a whole new generation of AI innovators.
Exactly.
That's really cool. Did he have any particular areas of focus at CMU?
He had a number of significant contributions. One standout area was his work in establishing data mining as a core field at CMU.
Data mining, right.
Yeah.
Uncovering those hidden patterns in tons of data.
Precisely, like the genetics data you mentioned earlier. This led to advancements in fraud detection, those eerily accurate recommendations, and so much more.
He was really laying the groundwork for data-driven decision-making. That's so crucial today.
Absolutely crucial.
Wait, didn't he also become the director of the Robotics Institute at CMU?
You're absolutely right, and that just shows his amazing range. The Robotics Institute at CMU is world-renowned. Under his leadership, they expanded into some really exciting areas. Self-driving cars, robots for extreme environments like deep sea or even space, and even robots that could assist in healthcare.
That's incredible. From algorithms to robots, it seems like he embraced every challenge.
He definitely wasn't afraid of a challenge.
Right.
And remember, this is all before his impact at Google.
On to Google in part 2.
So we talked about Moore's contributions to academia, all that groundbreaking work in statistical machine learning and data mining and robotics.
Yeah.
But now it's time for a whole new chapter, his time at Google.
This is where things get really interesting.
Right.
It feels like his work goes from impacting specific fields to impacting almost everyone on the planet.
Exactly.
Google's everywhere.
Yeah.
And their use of AI is just, it's mind-boggling.
And remember, this is 2006.
Yeah.
Google's already this giant.
Right.
But they're really just starting to understand what AI can do.
Yeah.
Moore comes in as vice president, and his goal is to build AI that can work on Google's massive scale.
Okay, but Google was already data-driven, right?
Right.
I mean, what was different about Moore's approach, they already had tons of brilliant people working on AI.
They did.
Yeah.
But Moore, he brought this unique perspective. Think about it this way. Google had all this data.
Right.
All these powerful algorithms.
Yeah.
But they weren't always working together efficiently.
Hmm.
Imagine you've got a network of supercomputers.
Yeah.
Each one can do these amazing calculations.
Right.
But they're not communicating very well.
Okay.
That was Moore's focus. He wanted to build the systems that would allow these supercomputers to really work together.
Okay.
This is where his expertise in distributed learning systems came in.
So instead of just individual algorithms, he's thinking about the bigger picture, like how to connect all the pieces into one intelligent system.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
And a key area where this had a huge impact was search ranking.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to look at billions of web pages and figure out which ones are most relevant to what you're searching for.
Right.
That takes a huge amount of computing power.
Yeah, that's not something you can do on one computer.
Definitely not. So Moore was essentially building the nervous system of Google search, allowing it to process information, make connections, and deliver results in a way that nobody had ever seen before.
And this wasn't just for search, right?
No, not at all. It impacted YouTube recommendations, spam detection in Gmail, countless other Google products.
Right.
He was really setting the stage for that personalized, responsive experience that we now expect from Google.
It's crazy to think that one person can have such a big impact.
Right.
Shaping the way billions of people experience the digital world. But the AIVIPs.org profile, it mentions that even after all his success at Google, Moore still wasn't done. He went on to co-found DataRobot in 2014. What was he hoping to achieve there?
This is where you really see his dedication to making AI accessible to everyone.
Okay.
Data Robot was founded on this idea they wanted to make AI easy for anyone to use.
That's a pretty ambitious goal.
Yeah.
How did they plan to do that? Was it just about making the interface simpler?
Well,
Or was there something more to it?
it was much more than just a simple interface.
Okay.
They developed this technology called AutoML,
AutoML.
automated machine learning. Remember how we were talking about Moore's focus on efficiency and scalability throughout his career?
Yeah.
Well, this is taking that idea even further.
So instead of needing a whole team of data scientists to build and deploy AI models,
Yeah.
AutoML could automate a lot of the work.
Exactly.
Okay.
Things like choosing the best algorithms, fine-tuning all the parameters, even testing and deploying the models. AutoML could do a lot of that automatically.
That's really interesting.
It's like having an AI expert on hand, even if you don't have a PhD in computer science.
So this isn't just about user friendliness.
Right.
It's about giving everyone access to these incredibly powerful tools.
It's democratizing AI.
It sounds like Moore was always pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Not just in terms of what AI could do,
Right.
but who could benefit from it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this has had a huge impact across industries. The AI VIPs.org profile gives examples like healthcare providers using AI to improve diagnoses, retailers using AI to optimize their supply chains, even farmers using AI to manage crops more efficiently.
That's amazing.
Moore's vision with Data Robot, it's making all of that possible on a scale we've never seen before.
So from Cambridge to Google to Data Robot,
Yeah.
Moore's journey has taken him from these super theoretical foundations of AI to these practical applications that are touching almost every part of our lives.
It's a truly remarkable journey.
As we look back at his career, what do you think really makes him stand out? What makes Andrew W. Moore such a pivotal figure in AI? It's amazing how far we've come, from Cambridge to Google and then Data Robot. As we wrap up looking at Moore's career, what do you think makes him stand out? What makes him so important to the world of AI?
It's his focus on connections for me. Connecting theory and practice, academia and industry, powerful AI and, ethical concerns. He wasn't happy just working in one area. He was always looking for those links, those ways to bring ideas together and create something bigger.
That's a great point. He didn't want to just understand AI. He wanted to see it actually making a difference in the world, not just for a select few, but for everyone. And that really comes through in his work with Data Robot, right?
Absolutely.
Making AI something that businesses and organizations of all sizes can use.
And it wasn't just about making it easier to use. He also wanted to make AI more understandable. He was a big proponent of explainable AI, AI that can not only make decisions, but explain why in a way that we can understand.
Right. So it's not about AI replacing us. It's about AI and humans working together.
Exactly.
That seems so important as AI becomes more and more a part of our lives.
It all goes back to making connections. Moore understood that if AI was going to truly benefit society, it couldn't be this black box that people didn't understand. He pushed for transparency, for accountability, for building AI that was powerful and responsible.
So as we finish up our deep dive into Andrew W. Moore, what are the big takeaways? I mean, most of us aren't going to become AI experts, but what can we learn from him?
I think there are a few things. First, curiosity is key. Moore was driven to understand how things worked, to explore, to push the boundaries. That kind of curiosity, it's essential if you want to make an impact, no matter what you do.
And it wasn't just about being brilliant, right? He was also amazing at collaboration, bringing people together from different fields to create something new.
That's right.
It's like the saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly. And finally, Moore's story shows us how important it is to have a vision, a purpose that goes beyond just achievement. He wanted to build AI that would benefit everyone. And that kind of vision, it's what we need as we navigate this world of artificial intelligence.
Well said. It's been inspiring to take this look at Andrew W. Moore's life and work. It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI, even if it's just staying informed and asking questions.
Yeah.
And making sure AI is used for good.
Absolutely. For anyone who wants to dig deeper into Andrew W. Moore and the world of AI, I encourage you to check out AIVIPS.org. It's an incredible resource.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning.